All right, coming up next, we've got Alex Mashinsky, and if you don't know this, he's actually the inventor of voice over IP. He originally was part of RB Networks, and he's going to be talking to you very, very quickly about Celsius, which is the credit coin. I'll tell you a little bit about him right now before we get going, and then he's going to start in just one moment. So he's the founder of Celsius, chief executive officer, and he's also got 30-plus patents, over $1 billion in funds that he's raised, and over $3 billion in exit deals. Founder of several other companies, including GroundLink, Transit Wireless, Elomatics, and Artanet, or Arbanet. Arbanet. There we go. That's where it was. All right. So I'm going to just wait until the chairs are off, but great to have you.
Yeah.
You ready to rock and roll?
Sure.
All right. So I think, well, we'll wait for everything to get wrapped up here, but why don't you just come over and, so what are some of the things that you're going to be talking about today?
Well,
Oh, you're muted? Oh, okay. It'll just be a second. Can you dance?
I can try.
All right.
You want
Yeah, here we go. Let's see some cool moves. Don't break your ankle. Nice. Well done. Well done. Thank you.
I can do it on the other side also.
Can you? Let's do that. Can you do it? Really? Let's do it. Nicely done. I like it. I like it. You're a very talented man.
While the audio being fixed.
Yeah. He'll have it turned on in just a second. Kason's rocking and rolling here.
Dancing show, dancing. Yeah.
Do that? I could probably do that too. Let me see if I can get up there.
Let's see. Come on.
All right. There we go.
That was good. All right.
There we go. Very entertaining men.
Very nice.
I know, you got no mic?
Great.
Well, just 1 second. All right. It's coming up here. You will in just a moment. Alex, you're a gutsy man. Thanks for taking care of things. And I'll bet it's going to be live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Take it away.
All right.
Let's
Thank
give him a
you, everybody. And yeah, you like that move. So, presentation. Here we go. So, if you haven't seen enough animals around here, I brought a few of my own animals. But what I want to really talk to you about is what we think is the next evolution of crypto and what it's going to be all about. And we think that, as was mentioned before, I think you heard Metcalf talk about it, you heard some other people talk about it, right? Everybody's dream is this magical wallet that can do magical things for you. So I want to tell you a story before we get started, right? So I'm an old enough guy to have been around when the internet was just for email and BBS dial-ups. Anyone here used to use that, right? Here we go, half of the room, right? And during that period, calling anywhere in the world was costing $2, $3, sometimes even $4 a minute. Anyone here used to spend $3 or $4 a minute? Now it's free, right? How did that happen? Do you think the phone companies or the government really allowed that to happen? No. A new technology came to be called the internet, and then a bunch of developers, a bunch of entrepreneurs showed up and said, what are we going to do with it, right? I was one of those guys in 1994. For me, it was obvious that voice is going to be free on the internet. And I started writing the protocols and algorithms to build that. I built the first gateway. I went to AT&T and I showed them the gateway that can take voice over internet. And they were like, oh, this looks amazing technology. But you can only do it with us. You can only put it in our network, right? Because we're a world monopoly. So if you're going to try to go and do it all by yourself and create your own network, we're not going to let you do that. We're going to crush you. So just like this sounds familiar with, does this sound like JP Morgan trying to put the blockchain in their system and telling all of us, no, you can't use it? So thank you. So I can tell you my first node was deployed in Korea. My second node was deployed in Japan. And today, there are hundreds of thousands of VoIP nodes that all of us use. Anyone here made a phone call today? There's 100% certainty that you made a VoIP call. 100%. The entire world, over 1 billion people every day, use voice over IP for free. So that's what we need to do with crypto. This is not about making JP Morgan make another $10 billion in profit. This is about all of us creating the next revolution and adding 4 billion people who are now don't even know that we exist. Okay, so I try to put it in a simple formula from VoIP to MOIP. MOIP is money over IP. Okay, it should be pretty easy to remember. So, I wish I made this quote, but I didn't. I tried to put my name there, but my team said, no, come on, that's too much, Alex, come on. But the world needs banking, but it does not need banks. Okay, let me say it again. The world needs banking, but it does not need banks. Okay, and that's what this is all about. For me, it's 100% financial solutions that bypass the banking system. Now, who here has money on deposit with a local bank or a domestic bank? Right? How much do you get paid? Anyone here gets more than 2% per year? Anyone? One hand, come on. Bob, you? No? No, not even Bob, all right? Well, when you charge your credit card, the same bank charges you what? 20%, 25%, some of us pay even 30%. Now, why do we get so little and why do we pay so much? Because we allow it. That's the only reason. The only reason that there's such a gap is because there's a centralization and the giant banks can do whatever they want. So if we created a community, remember the local union banks, the community banks? They didn't charge 28% on their credit cards. They actually try to help you. They bought in your gas stations, right? They came to your restaurant, right? The banker, when you came to do a loan, you didn't even need to fill up a paperwork because he knew you for 25 years. All that is gone and replaced with the banks checking your credit only for one reason. Do you know why they check your credit? To see how much they can screw you. It's true. If you have a high credit score, they're like, oh shit, they can go to any bank. We got to treat them real nice. But if you have a low credit score, they're like, oh man, we got to load this guy up and make sure we report him to the credit agency so no one else would lend him, because this way we can milk him for 20 years. I hope this is on tape. So cryptocurrencies are the future, right? They are the foundation of the replacement of everything I just talked about, right? If you want to replace that system, you got to do it through this platform. There's nothing else. There's nothing that come up in the last few hundred years that has any chance of replacing it. The internet blew through every industry, right? Every industry completely transformed. The only industry that didn't move an inch, got stronger, is the banking industry. The internet didn't even put a scratch on JP Morgan. You understand? So cryptocurrencies is the only thing, and that's why Jamie Dimon is so afraid of it. Why is he afraid of it? Why is he poo-pooing this? Oh, this is bad. Oh, he's going to the government asking for it to be outlawed. Why? Because he actually understands that this is a real threat. So I try to put all of this in a really simple equation for you because, you know, who here was math major in college or in, oh, we have like 2 of them. All right, so you can come and help me explain this. Okay, so E equals MC squared. And believe it or not, this is what this conference is all about. It's all about this. Do you know what E stands for? Energy? No, you're wrong. Ethereum, thank you. Here. What does M stand for? Money. No, my God. At least you didn't say mass. So, money. No, what else? M. What do we need? If you want your ether to be valuable, if you want your ether to be at $10,000, members, here we go. There's somebody here who's paying attention. And see, what do we live on every day? What do we need every day? Cash, okay. But most of us can't actually get cash, so we go and we do what? We get credit, right? Credit. So if you want your ether to be extremely valuable and you want to bring the next 100 million people and you want to replace the phone companies with VoIP or the banks with crypto, you need 100 million members who are going to get credit. Where is that credit going to come from? Anyone here willing to give billions of dollars in credit to the crypto community? Anyone? Come on. Any hands? Any billionaires in the room? Whales? You know? Willing and able. Yeah, so let me brag a little bit, all right? So I started 7 companies as a founder. I raised over $1 billion. 2 of my exits are the 2 of the top exits in New York in the last 20 years. So I know a thing or two about what I'm talking to you about, right? ARPANET, which was mentioned, invented the voice over IP technology. 1 billion people use it every day. And I made it my mission to bring the next 100 million people into crypto. That's what I'm focused on. I wake up every morning, that's the only thing I'm thinking about. Why? Because like I said on stage before, we're running out of speculators, we're running out of libertarians, and we definitely ran out of anarchists, right? You know, those guys are not going to come and save us. So the next 100 million people are going to be people that need credit. Now, these are some of the projects that I invested in. I'm an advisor to some of them. Serene Lab, which is the last one, just raised $157 million. And as I said, these are projects that are an example of things that are actually making crypto and the platforms a better place, right? They're enabling a lot of new stuff that allows us to build the next generation of platform with proof of stake and all the other things you heard on the panels before. And if you think of how this is evolving, we had the infrastructure guys first. That wave is gone, okay? Most of the investments now are either in the middleware or in the dApps, right? And today, think of a dApp, right? Facebook is a dApp, right? Google is a dApp. Those are on the internet, right? Obviously not on crypto. But my point is that the largest companies on the internet are not the infrastructure guys or the middleware guys, right? So when I told you on the last panel that we haven't seen the Netscape moment yet, it's because the largest things are yet to come. Things that are completely going to disrupt. Things that are going to have 1 billion users. Like WhatsApp. Anyone here using WhatsApp? Yeah, great. How much do you pay for that service? Nothing. How much is WhatsApp worth? What did Facebook pay for WhatsApp? Well, that was without the bonus. With the bonus, it was 22 billion. So a company with no revenues is worth 22 billion. Crypto is kind of like that, right? Ethereum, what's the revenues of Ethereum or Bitcoin? Almost zero, right? But the value of the token, of the coin, represents the value of the community, right? If you see Ether at $950, that is the value of the Ethereum community. So, Pac-Man, anyone here remembers playing Pac-Man? Yeah, well, this is Pac-Man. The cryptos are Pac-Man, and they're eating up one currency after the next. Why? Because there is such a lack of trust in those large currencies. The bigger the bubble, the bigger the lack of trust. And why? Because there are less and less hands holding all that debt. The United States owes over $20 trillion to the rest of the world. Every new baby that is born owes over $155,000 the second it's born. It already has that debt on its shoulders. So the young generation basically says, you know, all these millennials, I have 6 of them at home, you know, and Gen X's, they're like, I don't want to carry that weight for you guys. You keep it, all right? I'll just have some crypto, you know? So the migration of wealth is because people don't believe in the dollar, not because people believe in the crypto. At least that's how I interpret it. Anyone knows who this is? Who's the guy in the middle? Huh? No, come on. Yes, all right, all right. And the babies, who are the kids? Ninja Turtles, all right. So this was about 5 years ago. This is what the world looked like. Today, the kids have grown up. And the kids are going, thank you, we'll take it from here. Right? So the next winners are not the people who brought us here. The next winners are going to be a whole new wave of technologies and implementations that solve the world's biggest problems. So, but with disruption comes a great responsibility. How many people here have a 20-year-old at home? That's it? Well, you guys don't have kids? So, would you trust them with a $20 million check? No, right? No. But that's what we're doing every day. We're giving all these crypto guys checks for 20, 30 million dollars, and the first thing they do is they post a picture of a Lambo that they just bought. So my point to you is that you really have to, if you decide to invest in this category, right, in this asset class, you really have to find the people who are passionate about their project, who want to build something, who are doing it for the right reasons, right? Just because somebody understands technology or he can build something doesn't mean that he's there for the long term or he's doing it for the right reasons. So there are definitely great projects. There are definitely good things out there, but you have to be very, very careful. You know what the success rate is of any startup in the United States? How many startups survive after 10 years? Less than 5%. That is the statistic across the entire United States. Now, that is also going to be the statistic for this industry. It's not like this industry somehow magically is going to have a 20% success rate. Okay? So you have to be very careful and trust yourself being able to pick those winners. And I'm telling you, it's not easy. I've been doing this for 30 years. I invested in over 200 companies. And I'm happy to tell you for the rest of the day all the mistakes that I've made, right? Including sitting with Sergey Brin when I was a big shot from New York and he was still in Stanford. And he said, oh, I need some money to build this little thing. And I said, who needs another search engine? Yeah, oh, all right. Well, if I said yes, I would probably not be here. So I'm actually happy that I said no. So I wanted to share with you the 5 points that are the most important points that I do when I analyze an opportunity. And I say no at least 20 times a day, sometimes 30 times a day. I say no to being an advisor or to being an investor in the project, right? And so first, world-class team. I think we talked about that. Second, I spoke about this before. The token has to live on the blockchain. The token has to have a purpose that when you take it out, suddenly everything stops. Most of the projects I see, you rip out the token, and guess what happens? Everything continues running. And I'm like, so why do you need a token? Why are you doing it on a blockchain? So when I say it's mostly financial applications, it's because they do need this kind of infrastructure. They do need consensus. They need global platform. They need all the other things that you need to make it happen, right? So third point is consensus. Right? Very few things need consensus, meaning everybody in this room, for example, agreeing on the same thing at the same time. Very, very few things need that. Most things you can transact and the rest of the people could be informed later on, like our elections, right? And then who cares what happened, you know? So, fourth point, strong investor endorsement. If you don't have great investors in the project, don't decide that you're going to be the first guy to discover the next Google. Usually it doesn't work that way. And what are the token economics? If you don't know what token economics are, stop investing immediately and go on YouTube and learn everything you can about token economics. So Celsius is creating a token, and our token is all about bringing the next 100 million people, right? We have a website with a white paper with 30 pages. So I'm not going to go through all of that here, but I invite you to go to our website and learn everything about it. But we're really solving 3 things. The most basic thing is the fact that you cannot earn any interest on crypto. Anyone here gets interest on their crypto? Seriously? Yeah, really? You guys? On some illegal exchange in China or where? Yeah, just like the guys that just got shut down because they were a Ponzi scheme, right? So that's great. I love those projects. If somebody can't explain to you how they're earning interest, for example, proof of stake, or the other members in the community are paying interest and you're just distributing it to all the other members, don't get into those projects, right? So we are trying to solve, everything we're solving is for the crypto community. We do not issue loans to anyone outside the crypto community, and all the loans we issue are to crypto holders who get cash dollars against their holdings, right? That helps the community because the next 100 million people can't just go and buy 10 ethers. They just can't afford it. That's why they haven't joined yet. So part of what we need to solve is really addressing how to simplify. And a lot of people spoke about this before, right? You've heard this again and again, this theme for the last 2 days of people saying, Yeah, what's the next wave of adoption? What is that barrier that holds these people from coming in? I'm traveling the world. I just came back from Singapore and Korea and the Middle East, and I can tell you that most of those people I talk to can't just afford to park money in crypto. They love crypto, they want to participate, and some of it is the technology and the complexity there, but a lot of it is just, can I put $1,000 and get half of it back so I can use it for a living? And I'll still appreciate, I'll participate in the appreciation, but I need access to those dollars in a very simple way, without me having to pay taxes every time I withdraw money from my wallet. So P2P for me stands for power to the people. I know there's been 100 attempts to date from people to build peer-to-peer platforms, and many people in the room probably have either borrowed from them or lent through them. All of those platforms lend at double-digit rates. Our goal is to give the community loans at sub 9% rate. We charge you 9% to withdraw dollars against your crypto. We pay the community 5% of that. The difference is our operating cost. If we get 100 million members, our cost is probably going to be 1%. So we will be lending at 7% and paying you 5 or 6%. I'm not going to go through all of this, but we have a very simple token economics. We have lenders and borrowers. The borrowers have to pay the coins to pay the interest to the lenders. The lenders get their coins, and they can sell them back into the community as more and more loans are issued, or they can go to an exchange and cash those out. How many coins you have decides how close you are to the beginning of the line. The closer you are to the beginning of the line, the more of the interest you earn. This is what the wallet looks like. Anyone seen a wallet that looks like this? Wow, there's not a sound in the room. I don't think there's been silence like this for the entire 2 days. Good looking wallet, right? Wow. In 2 weeks, you'll be able to download it. It'll be live, both on Android and on the App Store. And this wallet does two very simple things. It pays you interest, and it allows you to withdraw dollars against your crypto. We partnered with a multi-billion-dollar financial institution to give us those dollars. The reason no one else has been able to do this in 10 years is because they've not been able to partner with a financial institution. The reason I can do it is because I made $3 billion in exits for these guys. $3 billion. Do you think they'll listen to me? So I'm staking my entire reputation, no pun intended, pun intended. I'm staking my entire reputation to deliver this for the community. And I'm holding tokens. My entire compensation here is the same compensation that every other token holder is going to get, which is the appreciation of the token value. Can you run the video for a sec? This is like a video. I think you need to click on it. I can't. Or you can't see it. All right. Anyway, this is available on our Telegram. This is a video that shows you the working wallet. It actually runs on testnet right now. You can see money moving around, interest being paid. You can see all the transaction on testnet. We're not talking about this. We have 35 employees, and they're all working on this stuff every day. I'm running out of time, so I'll skip a few slides here and try to get, this is our technical team, and this is our New York team. We have more women in crypto than any other company. More than half of our team is women. Thank you. And just like I have my wife tell me what to do every day at home, we have the women in our office tell us what to do every day at home. And actually, I can tell you that many times I veer off my own decision, my own vision, and they hold me to the ground. Alex, what are you here for? What did you promise us? And that's what I'm asking all of you. I'm asking all of you to get involved. I'm asking all of you to focus on the next 100 million people. Because if you don't, your coins are not going to appreciate it, and E is not going to be equal MC squared. It's that simple. Okay, so if you can remember three things, VoIP to MoIP, right? P2P is power to the people, and E equals MC squared, you're going to make a lot of money in this industry. But only if all of us get together. So this is our roadmap. we've delivered everything we promised for 17. We're going to deliver everything we promised for 18. We do have a pre-sale right now. We accept only accredited investors or aliens. And you can participate by signing up. It's a very simple process. Please follow us on Telegram and you can again visit us on the website. My email is very simple, alex@my last name, Mashinsky.com. And I'm happy to take questions. I think we have time for like 2 questions. Go ahead. Or answers. Anyone with answers? We are looking for team members. So if you see there's 3 people of us here with these shirts, if you think you can contribute to this project, definitely come and talk to us. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just say it. Yep.
Hello, great presentation, thanks. I have a question. I'm going to say a bad word that most people here don't like you here. Don't you think that for the good of the whole space and the whole industry, at some point we're going to need some safe net regulation so any Jane and John Doe can feel safe investing in anything crypto? What is your take on that?
I agree with you. There's too many bad projects, and we are the ones who are allowing bad projects to happen. We invest in them, we support them, and again, the community has to come together and say enough, right? So, you know, we don't have leadership, like the leaders that brought us here are not the leaders that are going to take us from here to the next 10 years. And so we need to show up in Washington, we need to show up. I met regulators in every country I go to. Right? In Korea and in Singapore and in Cayman Islands and in the Bahamas and in Washington, right? And none of them are bad people. None of them are people that want to stop us or dismantle this. But if we allow bad things to happen, they're going to shut this down.
Quick question. First, thank you. I use the voiceover protocol all the time, so... but I have
and you haven't paid me anything.
Exactly.
It's free.
Having said that, though, I have a thought that ran through my mind immediately. Obviously, the big competitor is Salt. And
not so big. Did you try to get a loan on the Salt?
Exactly. It's.
I applied. I'm number 8,000 on the waiting list.
I applied on November 20th,
yeah,
I believe. So
again, Salt is trying to do something good. I'm not poo-pooing, but the problem is they did not partner with a major financial institution.
Agreed. Having said that, though, it seems to me that borrowing money against crypto is a lot like trying to nail Jell-O to a wall and make it stick. Because imagine that when crypto was at 17,000, I took a reasonable 60% loan-to-value loan.
We don't do 60%.
Okay, so 40%.
Look, we are a community organization. Our job is to protect you, not to rip you off.
Okay.
Goldman Sachs would give you 80% against your crypto. Why? Because they want to grab your crypto.
Well, okay.
What I want you to do is I want you to bring 10 people to my organization, right, to Celsius. So how I'm going to do that? If I liquidate your position, are you going to bring anyone to this organization?
Never again. But my question is this, are we at a point in crypto yet where the thing is even stable enough that I could put 30% up?
This is not about stability. This is about access. The community decides what the percentage of lending. The community decides what is the interest. The community decides what the loss factor it's willing to take. You understand? Okay. This is not me trying to skim some money between you and some lender that I'm going to introduce you to, which is what Lending Club and everybody else does.
Right.
Right?
Right.
This is the community that's lending you. I just found a financial institution who accepts crypto as a collateral. That's what hasn't happened until now.
Okay.
So now the community has to be responsible and only lend to people who will actually pay back.
Yes, they've got to have enough net worth, in other words, to weather this storm.
In the beginning, it's only going to be people who are holding crypto.
Right.
But then the point is to bring the next 100 million people. We're going to have to decide who those people are. Okay. So we need to get the wheels going. We need to start those loans. When we collected a few billion in assets, which is nothing in Wall Street terms, if we put 10 billion in these wallets, that's nothing. That's like a tiny little thing. Like you know, most Wall Street guys would like shoo you away and say, well, why are you even in the room, right? But for us, it will be a huge leap forward because it will allow all the people in the room here for example, to withdraw some money without paying taxes, deferring taxes to 2019 or 20, just like the rich guys do every day.
Sure. Thank you.
Including our president, who hasn't paid taxes. Why? He defers all of his taxes in real estate and everything else going forward for 30 years. Anyone here would like to do that for crypto? That's 100% legal. What you just need is someone to lend you against crypto and treat it as an asset.
All right, we got to finish. We're over.
All right.
Yep.
Thank
Let's give him a
everybody.
big hand. That was awesome. You were great. Really well done. Thank you. Very good. All right.